Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of Nature News, where we highlight seasonal occurrences to help direct your natural discoveries. In our last segment of Nature News, we highlighted our famous holiday trees, the conifers, and on this segment of Nature News, we'd like to take a look at our other group of trees, the broadleaf deciduous trees, and answer the question as to how they're able to survive the winter. So stay tuned as we learn about the trees that dare to be deciduous.
As the days get shorter and the nights get colder, deciduous trees get ready as they prepare themselves for several months of dormancy. One of the first steps in this process is to rid themselves of their leafy tissue. The purpose of their big broad leaves is simple. Use chlorophyll to absorb sunlight and undergo photosynthesis, a process which uses the sun's energy to convert carbon dioxide, which is absorbed from the air, and water, absorbed by the roots, into glucose, the simple sugars that feed the tree.
In order for photosynthesis to work, trees need access to ample sunlight and water. Both are hard to come by in the winter. With shortened day lengths, there's less sunlight for the trees to absorb, and with the colder temperatures, all the water is locked up in the form of ice and snow, unable to be absorbed by the tree's roots. With little use for their leaves during this time, the trees simply say adios and drop them to the ground below.
But there are other preparations a deciduous tree must make. Cells inside the tree still have plenty of liquid, and, as we know, when liquid freezes, it expands. Expanding liquid inside a cell will cause the cell to burst, which could ultimately lead to the death of the tree. So, trees simply move the water from inside of the cell to spaces outside of the cells where they can expand without rupturing or damaging the cell walls. Some tree species even store carbohydrates and starches in their roots for the winter, ready to be sent back up to the shoots when needed in the spring.
During dormancy, a deciduous tree also slows its metabolism, energy consumption, and growth, using only a small fraction of stored energy to maintain its health. If all goes well and all preparations are met, a tree can successfully be dormant during the harsh winter season. Thanks for joining us, and remember, every time you step foot outside, there are new discoveries to be made. Happy exploring!